10th power, and 1 times 2 will give us 2.
I beg you ring the bell. Teach your children. Teach them how to spell.
Okay guys, so this video is a continuation of indices. If you have not yet watched my previous videos on multiplication and division of indices, I'd advise you to do so. Now tonight I'm gonna be moving, as I said, it's a continuation, so I will be looking at the third law of indices, and I'll be looking at bracket indices. The information is an exponent or power outside the bracket means the entire quantity is being raised to that power. So bear in mind guys, once we see an exponent outside the bracket, the implication is the entire bracket is being raised by that power. Now I will be going through a few examples, as you can see on the chalkboard. I'm working with some problems all involving brackets. I've identified those problems that I will be using. So just to, in an essence, we are doing bracket indices. So if I have a bracket here, b to the power of m is being raised to n. The implication is what is implied, as it says, the power or the exponent is simply being multiplied by what is outside of the bracket. So in this case, b being raised to the power m is being multiplied by n, which will result in b m n. So remember guys, we are simplifying the index. As I pointed out, I will be working with those examples 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take a look at those and then we can simplify these problems. Take a look, and please remember to like, share, and subscribe. If you have not yet subscribed to my video, like, share, and subscribe. Most importantly, don't forget to hit the notification bell so you will be first to be notified when I post my videos. And again, remember to watch the previous videos done on multiplication and division of indices. So let us get into, let us now work the problems stated on the chalkboard. So the first one is 4, all in bracket, x, y to the second power, all being multiplied by 3. The implication is whatever is in the bracket is being multiplied by what is outside of the bracket. So we are looking at 4 here, x and xy squared. Sorry guys, y squared. Now we must bear in mind that number 4 is the same as writing 4 to the power of 1. Hence, we are going to multiply whatever is in the bracket. Therefore, 4 to the first power is being multiplied by 3, which is outside. X, this is related to the first power, is being multiplied by 3. Y to the second, the power is being multiplied by 3. Remember guys, we are using the power that is outside of the bracket. Therefore, this will become 4 to the third, x to the third, 2 times 3 will result in y to the 6th power. Now, simple if you want to continue, 4 to the third power is simply 4 by 4 by 4, which therefore 4 4s 16. 16 by 4 should result in 64. So in simple form, this would be 64 x to the third and y to the 6th. Again guys, take a look at the example on the board. Again, the information tells us that what we need to do is to multiply the quantity inside the bracket by what is outside of the bracket. So we'd have solved the problem for the very first example that we have on the chalkboard. Take a look, write it down, and so we can move to our second problem. Work along with me as we proceed. I'm going to be erasing, and I'll take the second problem, which is bracket open 5a squared c to the fourth, bracket is being closed, raised to the power of 2. Again, what the rule tells us, we are simply multiplying the index of each quantity within the bracket by the power on the outside. Hence, this will become 5 to the first, if you want to write it that way, times 2 a squared, a to the second power is being multiplied by 2 as well, c to the fourth, and this will be multiplied by 2. Guys, I'm multiplying quantity inside by the power on the outside. Therefore, in simplifying, 5 to the second, 2 times 2 will give us 4, a to the fourth, 4 times 2 will give us 8, which is c to the 8th power, and 5 to the second is simply saying 5 times 5, a to the fourth, c to the 8th, which results in 5 5, 25, a to the fourth power, and c to the 8th. So again, that's our second problem being worked. And I continue to maintain and go by the rule which tells us that in multiplication, in bracket form, what we are doing is once the exponent is outside of the bracket, it means that the entire quantity inside the bracket is being raised to the that power. So that's the second one we have worked. We can now move into number 3. I think is pretty simple. So 2 being raised to the second is being multiplied by 3. So again, guys, this will be 2 to the second times 3. 2 3's will give us 6 in simple form. And again, this will be 2 being multiplied by itself 6 times. If we want to go further with the problems, are 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. 2 2's will be 4. 4 times 2 will give us 8. 8 times 2 will result in 16. 16 times 2 will result in 32. 32 times 2 will result in 64. But if we are writing it in index form, it's simple. 2 to the power of 6. So we have gone through 1, 2, 3 problems. We are going to be working with number 4. So take a look at the right side of the board and write the problem down and work with me through the problem. Again, we are sticking to the rules. We are multiplying the quantity inside the box being raised to the power outside. Bracket open, 5, p to the 4th, q to the 5th, and the r is being raised to the power of 2. So again, guys, we're gonna look at each. So this will be 5. You want to put 1 here times 2, that's fine. P is being to the 4th, will be multiplied here by 2. Go ahead again, Q, letter Q to the 5th is being multiplied by 2. And also R to the 1st is being multiplied by 2. So in simple form, this will be 1 times 2, which will result in 5 to the 2nd. 4 times 2 will give us 8. P being raised to the power of 8. 5 times 2 will give us 10. Q to the 10th power. And 1 times 2 will give us 2. R to 10th power. And 1 times 2 will give us 2. R to the 2nd power. 5 to the 2nd is 5 times 5, which will give us 25. P to the 8th, Q to the 10th, and R to the 2nd in its simplest form. Remember, we are simplifying the quantity. The final outcome for number 4, 25, P to the 8th, Q to the 10th, and R to the 2nd. So bear in mind, guys, we are sticking to the rule that applies to indices involving bracket. Again, bear in mind it says an exponent or power outside the bracket means the entire quantity is being raised to that power. So all the quantities within the bracket will be raised. We are looking at 5, We're looking at P to the 4th, Q to the 5th, and R, which is ready to the 1st, all being raised to the power of 2, that is outside of the bracket. I do hope that you get this example and you are working with me as we proceed through these problems. So I will move to number 5. Number 5, so bracket all open. X to the power of 3 is placed upon y to the power of 4. Power on the outside is 5, so it's being raised by 5. Hence, guys, this will result in x to the 3rd is being multiplied by power of 5. Likewise, y to the 4th is being raised to the power of 5 multiplied by 5. Our final outcome will be 3 times 5, which will give us 15. So x to the 15th power over 4 times 5, which will be 20, y to the 20th power. So take a look at that example as well as we continue. Again, we are applying the rule that applies to working with indices with brackets. An exponent or power outside the bracket simply implies that the entire quantity is being raised to that power. That is the implication, boys and girls. That's the implication, so we apply as we go along. Now I'm going to look at number 6. Maybe some persons are still writing, so I'm going to do number 6 a little away from number 5. Open bracket, 3 over 4 is being raised to the 4th power. Again, remember that this is the same as writing 3 to the 1st power, which gives us the same number. So 3 to the 1st multiplied by 4. 4 to the 1st multiplied by 4. Our final result will be 3 to the 4th over 4 to the 4th. Remember, guys, we are simplifying. We are writing in index form. We are applying the rule. We are simply working with powers that involve brackets. Again, if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please like, share, and most importantly, subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. Tell a friend to tell another friend, and this friend will tell their friends, and so we'll continue to build and we'll continue to grow this channel. Guys, I've come to the end. I've worked the problems as stated. We apply the rule as implied. Remember, this is my 3rd video. If you have not yet watched the video on multiplication, I'd advise you to do so. Also, go ahead and watch the video on division of indices. My 4th video I will be working with negative indices. And it's important that you watch all the previous videos because the problem may become a little more complex, but at the end of it all, once we apply the principle that governs each law of indices, then we'll have less difficulty or less problem working with indices. So I've come to the end. Bracket indices, just to recap, an exponent or power outside the bracket means the entire quantity is being raised to that power. This is where I leave you for tonight. Remember to subscribe to my channel, like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. Tell a friend to tell a friend, and so we'll continue to build this channel. Until I see you again, guys, remember the next video will be on negative indices. So do some reading so that we can make the next video more interesting and more alive. Thank you.